So my previous video is very lengthy and explained why I'm picking these two websites. So we're gonna go ahead and pick these two websites. There's a whole science behind it, and I'm gonna pay less than $2 for two domains that like I'm gonna use for the purpose of rolling out some of the proofs of concepts. I didn't do as much data analysis on this. I'm just getting them because I need to get this out the gate, right? So I'm gonna be using aitest.site to hook up the API for the OpenAI LLM, which I can easily switch out for whichever other API. Like that's the way the code's written on purpose. So let's just go ahead and pay for that. I don't really live there. Right. So like, yeah. So I already talked about why I picked these two websites. So now that I picked them, it's going to ask me if I want to add like some whatever, AI POC store. It's AI proof of concept. And like I got it because it's 99 cents, and a lot of times people will ask me for a proof of concept. I could have picked AI MVP, but that, like, for whatever reason was going to cost more. And since these don't have traffic, then it, like, to me it's not worth paying extra for like the fancy names or whatever, right? So I'm just going to let that publish. And then I'm going to make sure that this is inside of my cPanel, inside of my VPS, which is a virtual private server. So I switched all of my websites from a shared server on GoDaddy to a virtual private server because I thought I was going to be running my compute through the GoDaddy servers, but I don't really need compute as much, really, honestly, if any, because I'm like totally leveraging the AI's computing powers. And even OpenAI says, like, like machine learning, like me, like you might as well just piggyback off of the OpenAI stuff, or whichever, LLM you're using. And there's maybe one use case for one thing where I'm being asked to do something with face recognition. I might have to use some machine learning for that. But like, like processing is going to be so expensive. Like I would have to find a, like an NVIDIA processor to process stuff like that at scale. So that's what I told the prospect was, like it's going to cost so much more to try to get it done that way, if it's even a feasible project. And so this right here that I'm doing right now, it's already a feasible project. My former boss, who was my first AI boss for AI HR prompts, and I already vetted this opportunity. So we know that it's worth the effort and the resources and the time to like put the effort in to make the proof of concept. So basically, like, I'll only make the proof of concept once I know that it's going to pay, whether myself or the prospect, right? Unless there's a prospect that insists that even though there's no proof that their idea is any good, they still want to build it. Oh, I shouldn't say that their idea is not any good, that they have like a market for it. This is taking an inordinate amount of time, so I'm going to try to go through here. All right, so I already have my cPanel up. This is through my virtual private server. So please be patient as I'm trying to recall from memory how I do this. I'm taking notes as I go also. But basically, I need to go to domains. Where's domains? I need to make sure that that domain already exists. So it was aitest.site, right? So if it's not here, then I need to create it. aitest.site. And we don't want to share that. We want this to be just there. Okay, so we're going to submit it. And this should have created the directory, I believe. So then now let's make sure that it's pointing, that it's not parked, and that it's pointing to my correct. I think this is just my PayPal. Okay, I'm not sure like why I'm getting all these political messages. I don't even know who signed me up for that. Okay, so AI test. All right, so then we want to make sure that this, actually let's see what it does. Okay, so it's not yet connected. So I want to manage this. I want to make sure that it's not parked. AI test.site. Site builder, haven't seen that before. Okay, modify the zones. So then now I'm going to go back to tools. The reason I'm like, I bet Site Builder is just as good. I'm just really curious. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like I already have all the code myself. So like for me, it's just easier to see like, oh, this is annoying to me. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Like right now is not the time for me to like stop and learn a bunch of new stuff. What I need to do is make sure that I actually am processing the domain name server records correctly. So let me see if I can see my DNS records here. So I'm going to go back to my products. And it's okay if you look at that. Like, you'd still have to know my password. You'd have to, like, steal my phone from me and, like, all this other stuff, right? So everything's pretty secure. So we don't want to, we just want to go to the domain name server. And so what we're doing is we're making sure that the AWS Lambda can actually run through this website. This is the core. Like, I have to permit cores. I don't remember a lot of what these acronyms mean, but cores is basically what gives it permission to be able to access your record. So then let me switch to a different domain, aitest.site. So here's my domain. So it's parked. I need to change this to actually reflect to my current VPS, which, where is it? It's probably like in my VPS right now. Let me find there's a way to get your VPS address out of the VPS itself, but I don't think I have that up right now to easily find it. Let me find it in my code. Wow, I have like way too much crap open. No, I don't. I don't. I just need to find it. I need to find my correct IP address. And for some reason, like, it's harder and harder to get my laptop to work correctly, if you can imagine that. Probably because I have so much stuff open. So let me pull up my new IP address. So here you can see, man, it's like not dragging easily. I don't know if it's because I have yeah, it's not letting me easily drag this over there. So I'm just going to grab my new IP address, which is why isn't it letting me do this? I am actually not even able to click. This is really annoying. This is why it's so hard to like record the video sometimes, because you just want to get stuff done and then you're spending all your time like trying to get these like ridiculous things to work. It should be super simple. So right now I'm just trying to like grab a number. I'm just going to type it because that's annoying. Okay, it's 72. Does it end in 149? Yeah, so this is my correct one anyway. Okay, so then I just set it to half an hour because I think 600 every 600 seconds is like not as common, so I bother doing it that way. Okay, so I'm going to save it. And so then I should be able to see this, but I'm not going to be able to yet in my... See, like this stuff just takes like way too long. It's weird. Okay, so then I should be able to see it inside of my portfolio in my cPanel. I should be able to see it in my cPanel. So then if I look at my tools, I don't know if I created the folder for it or not. So then you're going to see like what it looks like when you start using ChatGPT to help you get through stuff that's like could take a long time. So I don't think I'm going to see it here yet. Actually, I would have to refresh anyway. No, and it probably is that I have so many windows open. It's just that like I need them, like I'm continually using them. So let's see if we can find, what was it? aitest.site, right? I don't think it populated yet because there's a step that I just don't remember how to do. Okay, so then I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Here's your prompt engineering 101. This is me using Claude. Like some people have told me like, what do you use? Well, I use all of them, whichever one seems to be smartest in the moment. Okay, so then, so I decided to just set up a whole new domain. I already made sure it's not parked, yet I am not seeing it in my cPanel in GoDaddy. How do I get the folder to populate? I don't remember if I have to like manually create one, which I don't think is the case. Like there's a way to get all of these to like auto populate. And I needed to discover this anyway for the other like 100 or so websites that I have to put up here. Check domain propagation, the DNS checker. Add it as in, okay, so then check the DNS setting. So I believe that this is what I already did so let's check the DNS checker. AI test. No, you don't need to know where I'm at. AI test.site. It hasn't propagated yet. That's okay. We'll come back and check this in like 30 minutes or so. But I think it should, but I think that there was still something else. Oh, look, it's right here. Yay. Okay, so that is all you have to do. That is amazing because now I know that I, like all the other ones that I didn't feel like having to do over and over again, like they're already there. So here is AI test.site. Okay, so now we can see that it doesn't have anything in here. And I already know what my files are going to look like, which are over here. So let me get my files. These are the HTML files. Everything that I'm doing is using HTML because there's a whole set of reasons for it. Yeah, it's not going to let me grab the files that way, I don't think. So if this does not let me grab my files, this is going to be really annoying. To see my code, it's like over here on this other window. And taking this video is not letting me, so I'm going to close out of this. I don't know if that's what's slowing my laptop down so much. So I know it's hard not to get to witness my face, but you know, it's like a no makeup day anyway, so whatever. All right, so let's see if this allows it. Yep, see, like that freed up a lot of memory. At least you know it's really me. It's really a human sitting here. It was like their oily hair. All right, so I already know that this is the code I want to run. Right, so I'm going to make sure that I can see this code, and I might have to add a HT axis, whatever. I might still have to add a home page. I don't know. But I'm just going to make this. I'm just going to call it test.html. That's a very long-winded name. I'm just going to call it receipts.html. Should I? Yeah, I mean, I can always move it around. Once it's in here, it's easier to move around. So I'm going to call it receipts.html. Create new file. And I'm going to edit. And when I say edit, I'm just saying, all I mean is that I'm going to copy it and paste it in here. And this code doesn't quite yet work right. Because what we're going to do next is make sure that the cores variables are that cores is set correctly inside of AWS and on here, so that the API calls can be made between the openAI LLM and the AWS LLM. So I know that I just dove into here and I didn't give much context, but like at some point I got to get this stuff done, and all I can really do is talk you through like right at the point where I'm at. So I will try to find someone that can understand code well enough to like maybe make these videos shorter. I can dump the text into an LLM and see if it can help me, or maybe CapCut can help me. But yeah, this is like when you bring your child to work day and then like you're like, but I still got to do my work, man, right? So yes, I hope that didn't sound condescending. That's just like the nature of it. So then I should be able to go to, so I'm going to check if I can actually go to AI test.site, and we should see something similar to this, but better. AI test.site, right? That makes sense. That shouldn't be working anyway. And then receipts. Is that what I called it? Receipts.html. This is what I was afraid of, was that I was gonna have to like do a bunch of stuff just to even get to test the page. Like, that's never fun, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Receipts.html. Okay, so then, oh look, it has like zero bytes. That shouldn't be 0 bytes. Oh, I know what it is. I think I need to nginx clear the cache. So then I need to go back over here. This is fine. So I need to go to my products and go to my servers, go back into the DNS server. So here's my servers. So I am moving everything from, that's my Doberman service doggy. I hear you, Nishi. So this is where I had the shared hosting. This is one that I've had for a long time for whatever reason. But these are going away like pretty soon. This one for sure by the end of the year. This one like in the next like 15 days. So I have to make sure that everything that was in here is now populating over here. So this one is like my own version of this, right? So like this one is not shared. That's why I have my own IP address. And that's what we're trying to make sure that cores can be served through there. And then, what was I about to do? I forgot. What was I doing next? I know I had to go into the server. Oh yeah, I had to launch the, no, wait. No, I was in the right place. I needed to use nginx. So I saw it earlier today. Where is it? There it is. See, like I had to set this up. I mean, you literally just click a button over here that says something like set up nginx or something like that. I did that the other day. So I think if I clear the cache, I know that I have to clear the cache anyway. So let's see if it is now serving this. I might have to create like HTML for it. I might have to wait for it to propagate. And I know that it should be HTTPS. Let's see if it actually. Okay, so it's not even recognizing the HTTPS part yet. So then I know that I can add an htaccess file that will fix most of this. So if I just go to one of the other ones and I just like, one of them, like Brighter Pets already has it, I'm pretty sure, because we just saw Brighter Pets is working. So then, interesting, it doesn't have it. The htaccess file, interesting. Okay. Well, I know that this one must have it, right? Interesting. This is so weird, like, that I can't see so many of these, but all the stuff is working in the background. Does this one have it? htaccess, this is the one I need. So I just need to, like, take out whatever's in here. This one also doesn't direct it to the home page. Actually, it's not this. Okay, so then this is when I ask ChatGPT, excuse me, like, why can't I see it? AI test.site. Okay, so then let's just, instead of going in circles, let's just ask for help. Okay. The file is visible now, but I am not able to see the page receipts.html in the site AI test.site. Do I need to add anything here? Okay, and let's go back to see what it looks like. So I should already have like HTTPS automatically. And see if, oh, look, yeah, there it is. So it doesn't have the HTTPS part. And I need to bring in the logo too before I forget. And the logo was, so I want to just make sure that this kind of stuff is already done, so that we don't need that. And we don't need this. But here we do need to add a file. So should I have put this in more directories? Maybe, but like I said, I just need to make sure that I get this done. This, like, now, you know? Oh, wait, not that. Upload a file. I need to get this done, like, tonight. So this might be a very long video. Where did it go? Wasn't I uploading a file? Upload. Oh, it's over here. Okay. So then let me find the logo that I took a picture of earlier today. logo, this one, receipt processing logo. And so what is this for? This is for a contract proposition to help the Department of Defense like manage their receipt reporting more efficiently. So I have to clear the cache every time that I like in my own server. This is actually much easier than I found it in the shared server anyway. When you don't use WordPress, like you have to figure out how to get this. If there might have been a way, I don't know, who cares? Like I'm not there anymore. I'm here, so we're gonna clear the cache. And now when we look at our website, we should be able to see the logo. And there's our cheesy logo. Okay, so what we're making sure that happens is right now, like if we try to test this, it's not connecting to the API. So we'll see here, like it failed to fetch because inside of AWS, I have 2 files that are connected to the Lambda, but it's talking to the wrong Lambda. And as I'm setting this up, because my other IP address is gonna go away, like I want to make sure that it works so that when the prospects are like testing out this proof of concept, it still works for them. All right, so then we should be able to drop files into here. So now we have all of the infrastructure for like the working website. Okay, so then what we need to do now is we were asking, and this is where I had asked Claude, like, what do I do to fix this so that it talks to my LLM? So Claude had said, like, make a copy of, or make another Lambda. So I need to make sure that I can use not this Lambda function. This one's the one that all those other websites are running off of right now. I need this one. So I'm going to copy this and make sure that I save it inside of receipt processing. So I'm going to call it Lambda function over here because it'll just be its own Lambda function. Lambda function.py. So the error was that it was reading all of its own, what would you call it? Okay, so let me just save this correctly. See, like recording, it like really kills my RAM, and that makes it hard for me to get through this like faster. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that runs into this. That's probably why other people also find it hard to make videos sometimes. Okay, so here's my Lambda function. And yes, I could close a whole bunch of other stuff, but I need it right now. Like, right, I do need it. So let me see. I'm closing other stuff in other windows because I guess I don't need everything. And I don't know why Zoom like continually invites itself into my laptop all the time. Like, I didn't ask you to be here, Zoom. Okay, so I'm going to close a whole bunch of other windows. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, so I should have a lot more stuff now. Okay. So let's close this. Yeah, all I'm doing is like taking screenshots of stuff. I'm sorry, not taking screenshots. I'm just closing stuff so that I have more RAM so that this thing doesn't keep sticking so much. All right. So this is going to be my new Lambda function. And then now I can move this out of the way for now. And then I'm basically going to copy this Lambda. So when I go back to my Lambdas, that one was called, I don't know if it lets you like clone a Lambda. I hope it does. Eight Lambda functions. It might let me. Okay, so Cognito, sign up, LangChain, conversation Lambda, this one. So I'm hoping that it lets me clone it. I don't think it does. Okay. So then we're gonna call it the receipts Lambda. Oh, I'm gonna have to like do all this. That's gonna be like annoying as hell. Okay. I wonder if I don't remember like what the Okay, I'm just gonna have to do this from scratch because I don't remember. Wait, what was the other? Maybe I can just get it out of the other one. No, I should just like make this video end to end. So, yeah, let's just make it from scratch. Okay, so then it's gonna be called, it's already 25 minutes in and I'm still just like building this, but that's okay. It's gonna be called, receipts lambda. Okay, so then it's gonna be in Python and Python 3.12 and the default, we're going to use an existing rule, conversation lambda rule. Okay, and then to access private resources during invocation. No, this actually incurs a lot of cost. I know I've looked into this before, so we're not going to do that. So we're going to create our function, and that's why we're doing it this way, because we're making sure that it stays like really clean, lean, scalable. So I didn't go through like setting up the permissions for it because I've already done that. If anybody has questions on that, like I suggest using ChatGPT only because like it so depends on how your whole thing is. Like it would almost be pointless for me to sit here and show you how to go through all that when it probably doesn't apply to the way you're going to set up your own, right? Like just like literally just ask Claude or ChatGPT or whatever. Okay. Oh, so then we were fixing this. Let's see if there's anything else I need to add over here. It might tell me I need to add. Oh, I'm wrong. No, actually, like we are already seeing that. Okay. Oh shit! It was about to tell me the HT axis file configuration. That's fine. Okay. So then now we're gonna look at what Claude told me to do to fix this. I'm curious. Like I usually feel like Claude just goes like way over the top and makes it like 10 times harder. But let's see. And I actually like canceled my Claude subscription because of that. Like a lot of people say Claude is amazing. It is for a lot of stuff. For a lot of stuff, it's like, oh my god, dude, like just that's not what I was asking for. Okay, so what we're trying to do here is we're trying to connect to the API. So I need to give it my credentials. Let me see what it's calling them. So it's calling it the OpenAI API key, right? So then I go here and I go to my, I believe it's configuration. Yep. And then I edit my environment variables, right? And I need to add this one. So then I have to go to OpenAI. And I don't think it's this one. I believe it is. I am in the correct project. It's not in Playgrounds. Okay, so then for this, let me see if I can actually get to it easier over here. Yeah, because you like they changed the way you designate the keys. So then sometimes I just have to like look around to try to remember where I do stuff. It was over here before. I think that this has changed. Yeah. Sorry, let me try to remember. How do I get more keys? So I guess you can't do it here anymore. So let's see, OpenAI. I don't know why Siri is like suddenly talking to me. I don't think I pressed that. Okay, so here is where, see like right here, this has cores set up for this. I wonder if someone's trying to log into my GoDaddy account. Well, they don't have the keys anyway. Okay. Sorry, that kind of like threw me off that like that it looks like somebody's trying to like log into my thing. Shared links, builder profile. Yeah, this is not where you... Oh, it's the playground. It's like something to do with the playground. Yeah, I'm not trying to find these. Oh, the dashboard. So then here, I can go here. Okay, new project. Sorry, I blanked. Okay, create project. So I'm gonna call this a different project. I'm gonna call this the Tradewinds AI project. Oh, you know what? And I should call it receipts. Create. And actually this is not where, oh, API keys. And then I'm gonna hide this because I think you might be able to see all my keys. Yep. So I'm gonna put this in my Lambda function. Not visible to you right now. And then I might need a project key. The way to know that is we look at the code. Okay, so then it needs like, I think it just needs this. Yeah, it just needed this. So I already put this in here. Like, sorry, I can't show you that, but then I'd have to like go back and create a new key, and I just don't feel like doing that right now or anytime. Okay, so now we have our Lambda function, Lambda handler. And I'm kind of surprised that it didn't make me create like a whole new thing, but I think it's because we used Python 10.12, which it already had one of. Okay, so now that I have that, and then Claude had also told me to, let's see, is this Claude? No. Okay, so I'm gonna move this out of the way. See, Claude had also told me to update my HTML, right? So here's this. Okay, actually it might already work because it wasn't the HTML, it was all that other stuff. Should I just make another key? I should just make another key. I'm gonna make another key and then close out these windows. Okay, so just give me a minute while I make these. I'm gonna delete the key that I just basically flashed everyone with. So now I have to like save it again. I have to go back to my Lambda function. Configuration. Edit. Okay, so I'm gonna save it somewhere else also. just in case I need it again. Okay, so there, now I have that. Okay, so then let me get out of there. Okay, so then now I believe this one is okay. So then we don't need that one anymore because now we're working straight with the correct one. So I can probably close a bunch of these other ones. Close this. We don't need Ahrefs right now. We don't need the Google Search Console right now. Okay, and then we don't need a bunch of these. I think I can close all these except this. Okay, because I do need to update that. I do need all of those. I'm just making sure that I am really clear on where I was with this other stuff I was doing. That's why it's like really hard to toggle back and forth between these, because then you basically are starting over and over and over every time. You have to like remember where you were, what you were doing. Okay, so I don't need any of those, but I do need to keep track of my vision and mission stuff. All right, so let's leave that open somewhere. Okay, so then now we should be able to go to, oh, and actually this, we don't need any of that. Okay, so then now, oh yeah, we need to test it, and I don't remember what the test looked like. Let me not test it yet. Let me deploy it first. Okay, so then the receipts lambda. Okay. Wait, did it like actually take all the other stuff away? I don't remember. Okay. I'm not going to worry about that yet, but I'm going to... It's kind of weird to be like recording myself talking. I'm going to... How do I make sure I have enabled cores? Is there a way to enable it to my IP or my EPS so I don't go website by website? Okay, go to API gateway. Okay, so I'm gonna have to create an API. I wonder what it means by custom domains. I believe it's going to be an HTTP API. Yeah. We're just gonna do this one. Oh shit. Okay. Let's make sure. AWS services, REST API. I wonder what the other one is, because we wanted to basically do the same thing as conversation API. I don't remember. Okay. Okay, so I don't know why I'm typing one thing at a time. Let's see if I can just copy it. Yeah, which... How do I choose an API type? HTTP API. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought too was, okay. Choose HTTP API. The integration step. So then I'm gonna build it, I think. Add integration. Choose Lambda. Select your receipt Lambda function. What was it called? Receipt Lambda, right? Receipts Lambda. Okay. And then it's in the US East. I'm gonna not mess with that. Okay, and then in the, so I believe they must have a name. We're just gonna call this like the Receipts Lambda API name, because I learned my lesson. Okay, so then next, any resource path. Okay. In the configure routes, add a route with a post method like process receipt. Okay, so we're gonna add process receipt. I think this is a post method, right? Yep, post method. And then receipts Lambda. So then next, we're gonna call it prod. We can, yeah, call it prod. Add that stage, and then next is review and create the API. Okay, what? We don't need the extra stage. Next, we're gonna create this, review and create. Yeah, we're just gonna deploy to prod, because this is like really straightforward. If I was running something really crazy, then I wouldn't just put it in prod, but this is like something I've done plenty. Choose a route. All right. After the creation, go to your API settings, find the cores configuration. Cores. Okay, then configure. Configure, add, and then we get that same number again, but this time I can just copy it. Yeah, see, this time I was able to get my IP address. origin, enable methods. Wow, headers. Post and options. So then where do we add? I wonder if this is post and options. Oh no, they're right here. Post options. We're gonna say get just because and actually I'm tempted to say all of them because we don't actually know what the use case is going to look like in the end. So instead of having to go back and do all this, like we're just going to do it now. Okay. What? Invalid format. Allowed origins. VSP, BPS IP, that is my IP. I'm out until 1 a.m. Huh. But even when I have Pro, like it's still like would used to like not let me use any more messages. So then I'm gonna say add here. I had to just use post and options. So let's just try those two. Maybe it'll let me with just those two. Save. Okay, so now we go back to our trusty ChatGPT. Help save us, ChatGPT. And I'm in the wrong one, I think. Yeah, okay. So then I don't remember if I gave it the full. What? Oh yeah, because I just took a picture. So let me see if it lets me. Okay, so then let's see what it tells me to do. I love that you just give it a picture, you know? I do wish I had like the other Mac that lets it read your screen with you instead of having to drop in pictures. Oh, okay. Well, it should be HTTPS anyway. I guess I'll just add both just in case, but I am very reluctant to use HTTP because then everyone's like, oh, it's not a safe website. We'll just use that. This way, no matter what we put into, where we put this code, it'll run in our VPS. I mean, I know it worked because see, like it's dithered in, or it's not, it's like dithered out, but it's there. So now we can deploy this cores stage. We only have one stage. We have prod. Why isn't it letting me add prod? created cores. Oh, cross origin resource sharing. Okay. For BPS. Deploy. I think it's because I have auto deploy enabled. Okay, well that's annoying. Okay. Okay, so then let's just say, like, does it just deploy? So let's say cancel here. It doesn't let me pick a stage. Access control. Deploy. Okay, I'm just going in circles. Let's just see. How do I know if I need headers? This is my lambda code. Where's my lambda function? Is right here. I'm just going to give it my lambda function. Okay, so I do have to create a new one. So how do I create a new stage? Stages. Create. Wait. Deploy. I guess I do have to create a new stage. No, I'm trying to create a stage. No stage variables, tags. No tags. This is the URL, so we want to keep track of this URL. So I'm just like recording it in the code over here. See if it lets us deploy from here. Does it deploy? No, I think that's what I just tried. Okay, so create another stage. We're just gonna call this test, because it's not really dev. Test the deployment of the cores. Of cores. Yeah, we're gonna let that happen. Create. Deploy. It still does it. This is what I'm saying. It always like creates this really annoying thing. Well, does prod have its own? Yeah, see, like I want to use prod. I don't even want to use that one. So that's why I always like, oh, it's like so annoying. So we want to use the prod one, not the not the test one. Okay. So then I am not able to, deploy. The stages are dithered out. What should I do to be able to deploy? Please. The green circle next to attached. Oh. Okay. Okay, so then okay, I think auto deploy is it. Okay. So auto deploy is enabled. Okay. So auto deploy is enabled, so they likely are already deployed. What should I do next to make sure this Lambda function can run from my website, which is hosted in the VPS? I think I should add like the domain names though, because then anybody can deploy from them, right? And how do I go back and only enable certain domain names? Wait, but then I'm gonna block everything else. Okay, so I'm gonna not do that right now, but I'll find some other way to keep these secure, but I'm gonna not convolute everything. So I'll have to go back and add security. And there's like a way to stop DDoS attacks anyways on here. Like that's why I picked AWS. API gateway. Let's go to API gateway. I really appreciate how they have that finders button up there. Okay. Receipts Lambda. Do you know how much I love the number 8? I love the number 8. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep track of what this is called. My Lambda function. So let's see if so then I guess this is where I have to okay, and this is where I think I need to stop recording, because then I'm gonna have to like start exposing a bunch of stuff here. Then I'm gonna have to go back and redo it, and I just can't do that today. But basically this is how it gets done. This is how you connect the back end to the front end. It's like not straightforward. These rules change often, like the Amazon thing changes often, but now you saw what it looks like to just use ChatGPT and Claude and whatever, you know, or your own brain, whatever you want to use to like go back and forth and figure out how to get this done. And once you do it once, like it's not that bad. I just haven't done this in a while, but also like it was because I switched to the VPS. Otherwise, like I set it up once and like it should have worked for every website on my other one, but it's probably for the better that I'm gonna go one website at a time anyway, to make sure that the endpoints don't get abused in case someone like hacks into one of my sites or something. But there's also like ways to prevent people from doing that, because, and that's why I chose AWS, because it has a lot of extra security to make sure that people are not doing exactly that. And I can also add headers and stuff to make sure that so that it can be verified coming in as traffic instead of me having to list like hundreds and hundreds of websites here, which might be a smarter way to do that. So I'm going to look into that next. Well, hopefully this like helped you somewhat see like how complicated this can get, but it's also like never been easier. All right, just like keep going.